Hello, Happy New Year. I am getting ready to get started on the next level of the roguelike prefab. Was the prefab stuff that we can change, and let's transition over to that. So it's a new year, but it's not a new chapter, unfortunately. I wasn't able to stream over the weekend, so I couldn't do this. Just finish out this chapter, which would have been nice, but. Hopefully this won't take too long. Most of the code should stay the same. So let's see how it goes. And this time I did bring a glass of water, so I should be able to go for the full length of the stream without losing my voice. Alright. Let's see, I rebooted the computer, so we're going to have a little bit of a reset here. That's right, we are in Prefab. Yeah, Prefab builders. Oh, there's a bunch of different ones, so we got to figure out which one we're in. Okay, so what we've been doing was updating all of the code to use this new style of map building. We start with an initial map builder, and then we tack on, using this with function, we tack on additional map modifiers, which the documentation is called initial map builder, which makes sense, and then a meta map builder for the modifiers to the map. So we create a Voronoi cell, for example, initial map, and then we modify it with a waveform collapse. We create a starting position for it. We call unreachable areas. We do the Voronoi spawning, which generates noise areas to spawn in, and then creates an exit that's as far away from the entrance as possible. And that's where we left off on Friday. And it looks like, that's right, I'm not running the server yet. Again, because I rebooted. Awesome. So I should be able to just hit refresh. Right, and now it's building, and let me pull up the console just so I have that as well. Make that a little bit bigger, make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Right, so now it took a Voronoi map, it's doing the waveform collapse on it, which basically just means chunk it up into pieces and then try to assemble the pieces into a meaningful set of levels. And then it calls the areas that can't be reached, and it finds an exit spot. And then what I did, the other thing I did on Friday was to add this little scroll of magic mapping at the start point, so we could just grab that right off the bat and then read that scroll and get the whole map, so we can see what map got generated. It just makes things a little bit easier. For the first level, you can see the exit ended up over here. It's probably distant because you have to go all the way up around this way, all the way down this way, and then through this way and into this little tiny room. And there are a few chunks that got culled because they weren't reachable from the starting point within 1,000 steps, I believe was the... Oh yeah, this is something we'll do later. Within 1,000 steps. And I think that's represented in cull. Let's just quick take a look at that cull code. Where's the call? Here, call unreachable. So it's very simple. It does a Dijkstra search for all the locations, and anything that's over 1,000, the Dijkstra code will fill in as max, and then we'll just set it to a wall. So that makes it really easy to call areas. All right, so now we are in... Oh, I went all the way past it. We're looking for the prefab stuff, which was right up here. Here we go. So now we're going to modify the prefab builder. So changes all take place in prefab builder mod. Okay, so that makes it easy to find. There, I skipped right over it. Okay. So, right, so let's say use, and I think I just say create. Like this, right? How did I do it with the other ones? Simple, for example, has it. Yeah, it's just super and then all of the entries. Okay. So we need position. That's interesting because position usually is only needed for the starting entrance and the exit to the downstairs. So we got the initial map builder. We grab our prefab level sections and rooms. We are using a hash set apparently, so let's pull that in. I'll put the top since that's from standard. This is our LTK, and then this is our super code, and then this is our same level code. Okay. So prefab mode gets a Rex level with a template, constant level, and a sectional. So those all stay the same, and then we have room vaults. And then prefab builder just takes a mode. So all that can go away. And then our initial map builder, actually, so let's pull that back because we need that. We have a meta map builder and an initial map builder, which are the same, and then just call build. And then we're going to do this. I think this goes away, right? We're not implementing map builder anymore. We're just implementing, oh right, and then I did the default thing to try to clean the code up. But we don't need that anymore now because it's only mode. We don't have to fill in all of those other entries. So we can delete that. So there's sectional, constant, Rex level, and then there is a new, which I don't think is used. All right, so, and these do take a level and a template. Sectional does take section. Okay. So it's just this and this. We don't need anything else. All right, I'm just looking here, and all we're doing is adding the section to it. So it's just like that. That's the whole thing. And hopefully cargo format won't reformat that on us. So we just need level here. Then the mode is the level. And like that. That's for constant. Rex level is the same thing. We don't need the depth. And we just go like that. And then vaults was the last one, right? So, and then there is a new, but we don't have that here, so I'm not going to add another thing that's not used. Oops. Vaults doesn't take anything, huh? Where's vaults? Oh, it just says room vaults. Okay. So it's just mode, prefab mode, room vaults. And it doesn't take any arguments at all. Like that. Okay, that simplifies that. Our build code just does the build and take a snapshot. Load Rex map, load ASCII map. So these are all the same. And all this goes away. Here's chart to map. That shouldn't change, right? None of these should change. There's load Rex map. Because all we're changing is the way these get called. Oh, but the map is different, right? So each one of these has a different map. Now it's builddata.map instead of self.map. So I have to look for self.map and change all of those to build data. I don't want to do a global search and replace because I want to look at each one to make sure. Oh, I commented these out because dead code. Okay. And then we're going to actually have to pass in the build data to each one. So we're going to go through and do that. Wow, there's a lot of references to the map. Oops, see, I did it and I shouldn't have. Okay, so let's take a look at each one of these. Now we have to pass in the build data. And the build data has to come into the build function. as well as the random number generator. And build data. Gotta spell it right, and then we just pass it down here. Oops, I guess we don't have a thing there, so there's no reason for... Oh, we have to pass in the random number generator to these last two. I almost missed that. Right? These don't take a random number generator, but these two do. Okay, so then all these functions now need that additional build data. So let's look for fn space and then just do that. Right? Oh, read ASCII to vec maybe doesn't take it. No, it doesn't. All right. Load ASCII map should. Let's load rex map. Oh, we got rid of load ASCII map somewhere along the way, huh? Oh no, here it is. Okay, so that does take it. Next function is char to map. Char to map does take it. Okay, next function is apply sectional. There's apply sectional. Oh, and apply sectional takes a random number generator as well. So I'm going to lose my dot, but that's okay. RNG mut random number generator. Sure. And then what's the next one? Apply previous iteration. I think we don't need that anymore, right? Oh, we do. Do we? Yeah, we do. Okay. Apply previous iteration. And apply previous iteration. It does take build data. So I'm looking for it here. Here it is. Okay. RNG. And then the build data. I guess we don't use the RNG here. No. We do need to get rid of all the calls to a new random number generator. Got to remember to do that. But let's see, apply room vaults should take it, and it does. It takes it and the random number generator. But this time without the underscore. So it's like that. Oops, I missed this here. And then what else? Oh. Okay, that was it for those changes. And now we need to look back. Oops. I basically was moving the thing in here, and Chrome took my movement to be a go back a page, and it wouldn't go forward a page after that. So okay, we did this. This is all Prefab Builder. Okay, so I think the rest of it is just removing all these let mut RNG things, getting rid of those. Oh, is that the only one? I would have thought there would be more. All right. What else would need to change? So we have, for example, this. We're not going to have a self anymore. So let's go through these and then see what needs to change. So we have chart a map. We did all the easy stuff, so let's do all the hard stuff now. I think chart a map is just going to be the self to build data changes. That's what it looks like. Oh, this is why we need a starting position. That's interesting, because we're going to be setting a starting position based on... Oh, okay. All right, that's fair. And then load Rex map, which is up here. No. We'd ask you to vac. Here's load rec map. Okay, so what changes here? This all looks the same. Yeah, we just need to pass in the build data. Like that. Okay, and then read ASCII to vec. Wow, what did I change here? I changed a bunch of stuff. Oh, it just reformatted it? Oh, and then I modified things to just line things up better. Okay, that's fine. So nothing else needs to change there. And then load ASCII map. We do have to pass in the build data into self-char, into charter map, right? Okay. Then we have apply previous iteration, which is right here. This is starting different, right? This is doing previous builders, and we don't need previous builders anymore, I'm guessing. So applying the previous iteration is just retaining. Oh, this is different. We're doing it differently here. We're saying for E and previous, oh, because we don't have a previous builder, we can't just go through it and retain the spawn list, but we can do this way. I don't know what this is doing. Maybe they'll explain it down below. But what's the point of doing this? Filter XY. All right, well, we'll put it in, and then we'll see if we can figure out what's going on. Oh yeah, that's right. All this take snapshots need to be build data as well. Let's do that now. Self take snapshot. Change that to build data. There we go. And then let's come back here and try to do what they're proposing here. With build data map dot width build data spawn list retain index and name. We don't need the name. Let x equal idx as i32 mod width y equals idx as i32 divided by width, and then we filter x and y. So this is calling this filter, and then we take the snapshot. Okay. So that's very different. Then we have apply sectional. Here's apply sectional. This looks like it stays all the same. I have all that commented out because otherwise it's going to complain about dead code. We can always add it back in later. Here's apply previous iteration, right? And now we need the random number generator and the build data. And then we do this charter map, and that also needs the build data. Okay. Apply room vaults. Where's apply room vaults? Right here. Okay, so prefab rooms, apply previous iteration. We have to pass in RNG and build data. We find a vault. Oh, now they got all these here, checkerboard and silly smile, which we never did. I wonder where those come from. Well, we'll leave them out because we're not using them, right? I don't think they're in here. Yeah. I don't remember doing those. So those must come from somewhere else. we can take a look at the source for this. I don't think I have it up here. It's a NeoVim thing. Let's take a quick look for it. Bracket Productions. Like GitHub. Let's see if that works. Yep, that looks like it. It's something I visited before, so let's look for checkerboard in this repository. Does case matter? Nope. How about apply room faults? Is this not the tutorial? Oh, this is bracket lib, not the tutorial, right. Here it is. Yeah, but where's the where's the source for the book? That's what I'm looking for. Tutorials free as an open source, but I want to link to the actual source. Here it is. Okay, so here's where we look for checkerboard. There it is. So it's in chapter 75. What chapter are we on? 36. So we're not there yet. It's in chapter 37. So we haven't gotten there yet. All right, so this is like a peek at the future. Oh, here's 36. So which chapter is it introduced in? What's the ooh. I was just looking down here. There's eight of these things, and unfortunately they're not sorted in. They're sort by best match, sort by file name. And you can't do sort by file name. That would have been nice. Because there's 70. No. There's 80 code results. So 62, 36, and we're in chapter 36 now, right? Oops, over here. Let's close that window. Yeah, so this is the source. I thought this would be the source for the tutorial, but it looks like it's the source code. That's part of the tutorial. All right, here's Silly Smile and here's Checkerboard. I mean, we could just copy and paste them in, but shouldn't they be part of the actual tutorial text? Let's take a look at the tutorial text here. Oh. Yeah. Where's the tutorial text? Resources, source? No. Book. Here we go. Source. Chapter 36. I wonder if I can just clone this and then we can just grep through it. Where's 36? Oh, those are the GIFs for everything. Where's the markdown? Here it is. Checkerboard. Yeah, so it's there, but it's not introduced there. Okay. Let's clone this just for fun. I'll clone it over here. What do we have? Oh, sure, let's clone it right. Let's call it GitHub. HG clone. Didn't like that. Oh, HG. I use HG for my day job, so that's what I'm used to typing. Okay, so Checkerboard. That should come up with a bunch of responses, but I'm just looking for the chapter numbers. Yeah, it looks like 37 is here in layers 2. I didn't see a 36. Okay, there it is. And there's chapter 35. Oh! So did we just miss this? We added a checkerboard, walls, and space with traps. So did we just gloss over that? Checkerboard. Oh, right there. Oh, I want more than one vault. So did we never do this? Oh! I did this one, but I never did the silly smile or the checkerboard one. Why not? How did I miss that? It's not like they added it recently, right? I mean, the last commit was a year and a half ago. All right, well, we can come back to that. Let's finish up the prefab builder change, and then let's come back to that. All right, so I'm going to leave this just like this for now, and then we'll come back later. Possible vaults is master vault list, iter filter, so we still have all of that. What's changed here is instead of build data map depth, we have self map depth, so we have to change that. Self depth. Are there any other self depths? That's it. Okay. If it's empty, bail. If there's only one vault, then just use that. Otherwise, roll the die. I think this all stays the same. Oh, we have build data. Oh, yeah, that I already changed. All did build data map width and build data map heights. There's vault positions is not empty. Okay, so that's everything. So we should be able to just put in this one line and it should still, everything should work. Let's see if it cargo checks. It does not. What are we missing here? Oh, I missed a closing brace somewhere along the line. 214. Oh, yeah, that's there. That was a mistake. Okay. Is that the only mistake? Nope. Builder map with a capital M. And conflicting implementations of trait map builder. Implement a map builder. Oh, right. I forgot to change the name. Okay. I forgot to change these names. This should have been what's it called? Prefab builder. Right there. Okay. There is no starting position. So what did we do here for charter map? We just set it right directly in the build data. Okay. And then instead of all of these, all the spawn list needs to change as well. Is this the only place that spawn list is used? Okay, good. And then what else? Retain takes 2 arguments, and I only gave it 1. Expected a closure that takes 1 argument. It's applied 2 arguments. Okay. So where is that? Here it is. Oh. I missed that. That changed. Okay. And what else? Yeah, I don't care about that. And then we have self-charted map. Oh, we have to pass in build data here. What else? That's it. Okay, let's see if that builds. It's taking a while. 4 errors now. Mismatched types. Expected an option, but found a position. Do we have to wrap that in a sum? We do. Okay, I missed that too. Just like that. Okay. Just looking here, it looks like there's a close and semicolon. Okay. And then what else? Didn't like apply previous iteration. It takes 3 arguments. Oh, this thing goes away, right? This is an apply sectional. Yeah, it's just XY now. Okay. And it's still complaining about retain. Expected a closure that takes 1 argument. Oh, right, because I called that. Oh, okay. Let's see if that does it. No, it still doesn't like this. On 217. Oh, this one needs to change. This only takes 2. Okay. Oh, still not there. Right, expected a closure that takes 2 argument. Oh, sorry. This takes 2 arguments and an expected a closure that takes 1 argument. So let's take another look here. Add this. Oh, you know what? This is it. My fingers are just not working right. There we go. This is a tuple. Like that. There we go. 98 warnings. All right, but we should be able to throw this line in there now. So we have the Voronoi builder. Right, here's the builder chain right there. That's the room-based stuff. Then we start with the Voronoi builder, do the Waveform Collapse, and then we're going to add in the Prefab builder vaults. Right, okay. Does that check? Nope. Oh, because we need to include it somewhere. Expected struct box. Oh, that's right. It needs to return a box. Here. All of these need to be boxed. And I missed that when I was going through all of these. Yeah, box new for all these. So box. 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 And then, oops. Like this. I guess we can just do box new here. And then we're going to come back here and do this. This just gets that. This gets that. Like that. Not quite. I missed something. Oh, this needs a close. Okay, now we're down to 95 warnings. Okay, so let's build this in WASM, and then we can load it up in our browser and see if we get a vault. All we get is that 1 vault right now, but we'll add the other 2 as soon as we clean all this up. Looks pretty nice. The vault, I don't think is going to show up on the snapshot, is it? And this particular vault doesn't have any map elements to it. So if it does show up, it won't be in the magic mapping results. But we can try adding the smile and whatnot. So let's see, are we done with this chapter? And I think it's just re-adding the randomization at this point. Modify map placing the vaults. Modify map of the area starting position. Oh, that's just describing this. It's not describing all of this stuff. Okay. And then we're going to delete the map builder trait and bits from common. Okay, so this will be the last bit of cleanup. Let's commit this as update prefab to use new map infrastructure. And we should now be able to delete all of the old code we should no longer be using. So we have this builder map, and we have builder chain, an initial map builder, and a meta map builder, and now this trait should be able to go away. Let's see. I've deleted it, and everything should still check except, okay, BSP. Looks like we never updated BSP. Oh, BSP interior. That's Bsp Dungeon Builder got cleaned up. Oh, same again for Bsp interior. Okay, so we missed this. Oops. All right, let's do this one then. I didn't realize we had forgotten this one. Bsp interior doesn't take anything here except for the list of rects. This whole thing goes away, and we're going to just say impl initial map builder for Bsp interior builder build map. And it's going to return nothing. Okay. Okay, that's that. And then the interior builder just boxes up this with a list of rects, and that's it. That's all that goes in there. And it returns a box. We don't need a depth anymore. There. Okay. So now our build and that's it. Okay. So we're going to need to pull that in. Use RLTK random number generator, and this becomes initial map builder and builder map. We might not need position, right? Okay. So then all the self.maps change to build data. And then we also don't do anything with the stairs or the starting position. I'm going to have to pass the build data around, and then there's also self take snapshot. All those need to change. There's only 2 of them. Okay, and then all right, let's go through this. So we don't need the random number generator because it's getting passed in. And instead of saying self, we do say self clear, but we're going to create new rooms here. Like that. I'm going to push all of those. We get the first room. We add our subrects. Don't need to pass in it as mutable because it already is. The room's copy is a clone of that, and then we iterate. So these get pulled out. Room X2, room Y2. Yeah, looks like we didn't have those to begin with, so we're good. The index stays the same. Build data map tiles, build data map width and height. Oops, you don't scroll that one, you scroll this one. Okay, that's good. Let's take snapshot. That's good. And then instead of self rooms len, it's just rooms len. Oh, that means all of these rooms have to change. It's like this. But where's the room's copy used? Room's copy. So you're just iterating over the copy. Gotcha. And that's the only place it's used. Okay. Add subrecs we'll get to in a minute. I just want to check all of these. It's no longer self rooms. That's interesting. We had self.draw corridor. Now this just says draw corridor. Where does that come from? There is a function in Bsp Dungeon that does draw corridor. Alright, well that'll be something to clean up at another time. Clean up Bsp Dungeon and Bsp Interior duplicate code for draw corridor. Okay, so we'll do that later. And then we have to set build data rooms to some rooms. So we've created all the rooms, build data rooms, some rooms. Then we come to add subrecs and we pass in the random number generator. That still happens. That still happens. Roll dice. All of these look the same, don't they? Yeah, so that all looks the same. And then we have draw corridor, which apparently is a copy paste, and we just left it alone. Okay, so this should check. It does not. Oh, I didn't pass in build data. Builder map, like that. And I have to pass it in up here. Okay. So now that checks out, and we've removed the map trait, which we said we were going to do before. But let's check in just these changes here. Git commit update Bsp interior to use new map infrastructure, and then this is just removing the trait. Git add source, git commit. Oh, we want to also, besides removing the trait, we want to remove those other functions. That's all the way down here. We haven't done that part yet. We're up to here. Okay, so now we can remove out of map builders, is it? Oh, it's in common. It says it right there. In common, we no longer have remove unreachable areas, or nobody's calling it. And nobody's calling this guy either. So those guys can go away. I should check first to make sure. Yep, okay. And then git commit -m remove dead code. Okay, let's push that up. There we go. And then we're going to reintroduce randomization for our maps. So we get a random initial builder to make all the initial builders, and then we can do room-based or area-based additions, and then possibly do these guys. Okay, let's do that. Oops. It was in map builders mod. There we go. So this becomes our new. What would be nice is if there was some way to have just things get registered, like each builder registers itself with some sort of vector somewhere, and then that way I don't have to have this giant list, and I can just do a vectorized thing. So let's just close that. That's this guy here, random builder, and just create a function random initial builder. It returns a tuple. Box din initial map builder and a bool. And the reason it's returning a tuple is why? Oh, it's returning whether or not it has rooms. Okay, that makes sense. Let's put that over there. I don't know where cargo format's going to format it to. But we don't need that anymore. We now have the builder, and it looks like only 17, although I added a few more for the Voronoi. So let's see how many that we end up with. And then the result is going to be, it's going to be an initial map builder in a box with a bool. And now, okay, so we're not going to use this thing anymore. Here's Bsp Dungeon Builder. Okay, so let's just... Okay, so this is doing the WFC populated, and I did a small dungeon 80 by 50. I think it was just to make sure that we had a Rex level in there. Okay. So I want to move something up to here because I don't want this one anymore, right? Oh no, I do want a constant one. The only thing is that none of them take a depth anymore. The prefab builders take a prefab. But let's delete all these new depths. And oops, like that. And then we have to add a, oh, it's not gonna work. Yeah, let me just put this on a single level right now and see how that goes. Paxel86, thank you for the follow. Okay. Like that. And now I can just do this. Oh, I'm gonna have to do this first. And then I can open, right? Oh, I missed the last one. here we go. I'll just do this one like that. And then we have to add whether or not we are doing a, whether or not it's room based or not. So prefab ones are not. So this is false. Maze is false. Bsp interior is true. Cellular automata is false. Drunkard's walk is false. False, false. What about DLA? False. All the DLAs are false. Bsp. This is the dungeon one. That's true. Drunkard's walk. All the Drunkard's walk ones are false. For noise are false. Prefab is false. And simple map is true. So true for that guy. True for this guy. And true for this guy. Right? They're mostly false, but a couple of trues. A few trues. Alright, so then we're going to just return that result. There's no reason to do this then. All that can go away, because we're just returning that like that. There's no reason to assign it to a variable and then return it. You can just return it. Okay. And then this all goes to the upper code. Right? So we're going to change this random builder now. So we still start with the builder chain. Let's get rid of that comment. We're going to start with we're going to grab an initial map builder. Has rooms equals random initial builder with the random number generator. Pass that in. And then we're going to builder start with random starter. Right? And then if it has rooms, we're going to do, oh, I shouldn't have deleted all that, huh? Is that in 2? No, it's in 1. There we go. This is a room-based spawner. So here's start with, and then we say if has rooms, we're going to do these things. Else, we're going to do area, a call Voronoi, and distant exit. Right? And then we're going to roll a die and do a waveform collapse. Oh, this has a derived map. Guess we don't need to do that anymore. We just do this. And then 1 in 20, we'll do this underground fort thing. And we no longer need that or that. And do we need, we don't need to box it, right? We're just doing a builder with this prefab sectional. Just like that. Yeah, I think that's it. And then builder with prefab builder vaults, and then we'll just do that here. We don't need any of that stuff. And then we return the builder. Oh, this should be builder with. Right? Okay, does this check? Does not. Oh, I missed a... Oh, that's right. I left that down there. Was that the only mistake I made? Or that's the only one that checked at that pass? Okay. So this one doesn't work. So prefab levels is not... Well, let's go take a look at that. It's definitely returning oh, it's already returning a boxed prefab builder. Oh, did I miss? Yeah, we don't need to do boxes anymore. Okay. So let's clean all those up. And then we're going to have to remove the closing brace as well. Let's search for double close brace and kill one. Okay. All right, that checks out, and now we only have 42 warnings. So we cut our warnings in half just by doing that. And that's because now we're actually calling a bunch of the code that was dead before. Due to all these things being commented out. Okay. Let's find out what those additional warnings are and clean those up before we close out the chapter. And then we're going to go back one chapter and add in the other 2 vaults that I missed. First, let's check this in. Clean up dungeon level generation. And let's take a look at all of our warnings. Is it going to be mostly we're not using this thing or whatever? Yeah. Wow. Okay. I wish I had a way of looking at it side by side, but I don't. Oh, dev RT. Okay. Let's start at the top. Here we go. So in common, we don't use hash map anymore. Let's clean that up. Okay, what else? Bunch of unused imports in simple map, but don't use map, position, or tile type. Okay. These are easy. We don't use random number generator in simple map. Really? Oh. It's like this because I did it that way. Yeah, okay, let's clean it up this way. That's better. And then unused import crate star in Bsp Dungeon. Good. Position in Bsp interior. Position like that. Oh, Tonklebit, thank you for the raid. How did I miss that? And Eternal Raiden, thank you for following. I need a sound alert for raids. That's what I forgot to add. Was a nice sound alert for raids. Hope you had a great stream, Tonklebit. All right, and then. Let's see. Bsp interior also doesn't use the crate. Yeah, Tonklebit raids and runs. Yeah, when I do, I raid and run also because I'm finishing up my stream. I can't hang around anymore. So, I have no judgment from me. Let's see. Cellular Automata doesn't use it. I don't know how I ended up putting it in every single one of them, but okay. It's probably copy and paste. I don't remember now. Drunkard doesn't use it. Maze doesn't use it. Yes, I am. Temperus asks, are you working through the roguelike and Rust thing? I am. This is the, I'm up to chapter 36. Let's see. So almost done with section 3. We're about 2/3 of the way through, I guess. And I'm going to continue doing it, and then I'm going to be starting working on this part here, making a game. So it'll be basically starting over with a clean slate and learning a second time as I go through this ECS system that they're using, which is called Specs, and then the RLTK, which is helps with the user interface. And I'm actually using the WASM version of it, so I can just run the code in my browser. Oh, Kafka, hi. Good to see you. Yeah, it's E5 section 4, but section 1 apparently is building for the web. So this should be like chapter the first, although maybe this should be called section 1 building for web. I don't know. The tutorial's on GitHub, so we can hack it if we want to, but unfortunately it hasn't been. Oh, there's a new commit as of November 24th. Okay, so it's still being actively worked on. Maybe we'll submit fixes later. What do I do? Wowzo Droger says, what do you do? What I do is I stream roguelikes and Advent of Codes, and I'm going to be, after I'm done with roguelikes, I'm going to be working on crafting interpreters. I'm looking forward to doing that because I want to learn how to do that. And what I'm going to do, actually, because this is in Java and in C, I plan on doing a port to Rust instead, which I think will be a lot of fun. All right. Continuing the cleanup. Kafka says I'd not just put the section number if it was my thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Why have a section number at all? You can just say for generating maps and then have all that. That makes sense. All right, we did maze, so now we have DLA, doesn't use hash map. And then doesn't use crate star. And what else? Voronoi doesn't use hash map or crate star. Okay. So we can clean that up. Waveform Collapse. Which one in Waveform Collapse? Mod. Okay. That one. Does not use crate star. Okay. Room-based spawner, room-based stairs, and room-based starting positions all do not use random number generator. Oh, yeah, this is this version of it. Okay. So we'll clean that up this way. Room-based spawner. RLTK, do it that way. There we go. And then room-based starting position. Okay, so that cleans those up. Area starting position has the same issue. Yeah, we do this. We should make things consistent, right? Let's get all the warnings cleaned up, and then maybe I can make those things consistent. Cull unreachable. Oops. Yeah. Let's see how we're doing so far. Did we introduce any errors? Okay, we're down to 21 warnings. We're getting there. That's down from 46 from earlier. Voronoi spawning. We did the Voronoi, but not the spawning. This one here. Yep. Okay, and then distant exit. Okay. Oh, and then we're back to this. So we're not using Map Builder's star in any of these guys. So where's Map Builder's used at all then? Okay. Bsp Interior doesn't use Map Builder star. Cellular doesn't use Map Builder star. Prefab. It does use Crate Star. I wasn't complaining about that, or I missed it. Maze. Voronoi. And Waveform Collapse. Area. Oops. Getting close. Cull Unreachable. Distant exit. Distant. There we go. And then we'll check one more time here. And then, oh yeah, then we have this, and this. Okay, I'm not going to worry about those just yet. Let's do a quick check. Down to 9. All right. Cellular automata. Oops. And Prefab Builders doesn't use hash set. Okay. And then the crate and the distant exit doesn't use crate. Okay. So I just missed those. All right, 5. Yep, so it's just these here with the area starting position, not using left, right, top, or bottom. And I don't want to really create new maps. Just use those. And I hate the fact that those are there. All right. Well, you know, I'm going to live with it for now. And just see what we can do about creating. Maybe we can just do the dead code thing for now. Let me close this. Where's our dead code? I don't know if that's an allowed dead code or just unused thing. Let's find out. It's just very, oh yeah, it says warn dead code. Okay, so we can just do that for area. Like that. Okay, so that got rid of all of those. The next thing you do is check in with Clippy. Git add status. Yeah, git add source. Git commit -m cargo check cleanup. Wow, just one thing. It's oh yeah, we can clean that up. That's just a double if. Wow, there's only one thing. I was worried there's going to be a whole boatload of things. So we don't need to do this double if. We can just say and like that. Remove one indentation level, and that should work exactly the same. Okay. So now we do a cargo format. I hope that doesn't break anything. It changed a lot of stuff though. Cargo format and Clippy fixes. Okay, let's push that up. We did a lot of things today so far. But let's go back now. I do have a little bit more time because I did miss out on the previous chapters building the room vaults. So right now we only have a single room vault type. Unfortunately, a lot of this has changed now that we did our refactoring. But we should still be able to grab the new room vault because that code didn't change. All this is fine. All this is fine. Right, and that's filtering out entities. And then here's I want more than one vault, and I must have skipped this section here. Let me just scroll down. I did this where we roll a die. We roll a die and then determine whether or not we want a vault at all. And this is just in the prefab code. Right? Yeah, so this code's in here, but for some reason I didn't add these extra little guys. Right? So we have in prefab rooms, we have totally not a trap, but we don't have the silly smile and we don't have the checkerboard. So let's add those guys. Yeah, it's right here. Okay. I wonder how I ended up not having those. I'll have to go back and look, but only if I care. So we have pub const silly smile, which is a prefab room, and it's going to contain smile map. Width is 6, height is 6. First place it'll show up is level 0. The last place it'll show up is level 100. And then, oh, there we go. Const silly smile map is stir equals. And we have a blank line. We have a couple of traps like that. We have a nose sort of off to the side. And then we have 3 guys like that. And that's the end of that. All right, we have 3 warnings because we're not using silly smile yet. But then let's create this checkerboard guy. There we go. Checkerboard. 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 Okay, and then this contains G hash percent hash, and then hash bang hash, and then trap bangs or trap hash space hash, and a blank line. It still says 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 5. It does have a width of 6 though. Okay, so I'll leave that the width alone. I'll change the height to 5. And then we have to go into the prefab rooms. And then we just add to our vector here. This should be silly smile and checkerboard. And that should remove the warnings. Yep. And now at some point when we play the game, we should be able to see the those vaults show up. So that's it. That's the full change. Add source, git commit, forgot about silly smile, and checkerboard. Okay. Let's push that up. And then, so that ends that chapter because we finished that chapter before. And so now we just go back to chapter. So we're done with chapter 36. I do have another half hour I can go. So let's see what chapter 37 has. So this is called Fun with Layers. Now that we have a nice clean layering system, we'll take the opportunity to play with it a bit. This chapter is a collection of fun things you can do with layers, and we'll introduce a few new layer types. It's meant to whet your appetite to write more. The sky really is the limit. Alright, so existing algorithms as meta builders. So we can adjust some of our existing algorithms to be useful as filters. When we wrote the cellular automata system, we aimed for a generic cavern builder. The algorithm is capable of quite a bit more than that. Each iteration is basically a meta builder running on the previous iteration. A simple tweak allows it to also be a meta builder and only runs a single iteration. We'll start by moving the code for a single iteration into its own function, and then we just call it here 15 times. Okay. Cellular. Here we are. So that's this code here. It's all of this. Right, all of this goes into a new function. And it's just called apply iteration. Oops, it's got to be in here, I guess. Because it's taking a self. And then build data. And then we need to close it out here. That's the for, and that's the function. Okay. It looks like I missed that brace over here, but that's okay. All we do is say apply iteration. So this happens. It was happening inside loop. So I guess it happens now outside the loop. Like that. Oh, no, it happens down here. That's what I missed. After the for, we do that. And now we just apply the iteration here. Okay, and then we'll add a meta map builder so we can get that. So meta, and then we have to include meta map builder up here. And then we modify map builder's mod rs random builder to force it to use this as an example. Oh, okay. So now we're going to go back to having a million warnings again. That's all right. So this, let's see if this checks out. It does. Mod. Going to go here. Random builder. Okay, so instead of using start with a random starter, we're going to start with a Voronoi cell builder and then add the cellular automata as a... All right, so let's just comment this whole section out. Just like we did before, and we'll go back to a million warnings, and then we'll just generate this thing. A builder, start with. So Pythagoras, and then we're going to builder.withit with the cellular automata builder. right? And then we're going to grab the area, cull, Voronoi spawning, and that from here. And return the builder down at the bottom. Okay, so this should, we don't want to do it 15 times though. Oh, it's not called Voronoi Cell Builder. It's just called Voronoi Builder. Where is it? Yeah, okay. This must be something that changed partway through the document, yeah. All right, so let me just take a look at the cellular thing again, because I want to see, this is apply iteration once. We don't want to apply 15 times, do we? I guess we can. Run the project now, I'll see something like this. Will I? Oh, we want to call apply iteration. That's what I see. That's what I missed. So when we're doing a meta map builder, we just apply one iteration. We don't need the random number generator, which means that gets an underscore. Otherwise, it's going to complain. Yep, right there. Okay. All right, let's generate the WASM for that. Yep, plenty of warnings because we commented out a bunch of code. And then we do this. So it's generating the Voronoi map. And then it's going to apply one iteration of the cellular automata. Okay. All right, so I think that looks similar to what they're saying here, right? Looks a little like that. Let's take another look here. Yep. I don't see any of the room vaults. Oh, there's the stairs downstairs. Okay, cool. All right. So let's check that in, and then we have eroding a boxy map with drunken dwarves. So let's do that next. Good. Oh, I don't want to run Clippy on this. Because there's all the warnings. Okay. Using cellular automata as a meta map builder. Okay. Routing boxy map with drunken dwarves. The drunken walk algorithm can also make a nice post-processing effect with very minimal modification. In drunkard.rs, simply add the following. And then we can test it using a simple map builder and the drunkard's walk builder of winding passages. Okay. And this one, it just calls build. So it looks like maybe we start with a simple map and then do a little bit of winding passages to it without any limitations. Okay. Map builders, drunkard. There we go. So we just need the meta map builder. And copy this and call it meta map builder. Yeah, all of that stays the same. Interesting. Okay, so then we can, let's try that. It's going to be in the mod for map builders right down here. So instead of Voronoi, we're going to do a simple. And so this drunkard's walk builder. Oh, this needs to change to new, and this needs to change to winding passages. Okay, check. And let's generate the WASM. refresh. All right, so it's generating the simple map, and now it's drunkards walking through the simple map. Not getting very far from the starting position, is it? Wicknew, thank you for the follow. Okay. Yeah. I'm not too enamored of this winding passages thing. It looks very different to what's shown here, how it's starting in different locations. There might be a bug in my winding passages code. Because it'd be nice to be able to start. Oh, and then it had an area starting position. I think I had a different one. No, that was it. Center and Y start and center. Okay, I had the same thing, but that shouldn't matter. It'd be nice to be able to start in different locations like this is doing. Just find a different. So yeah, maybe we need to go back and take a look at my winding passages because it doesn't look like it's working right. Okay, attacking your boxy map with diffusion limited aggregation. DLA can be modified to erode an existing boxy map. Simply add the meta builder trait. Oh, and then we'll add a new mode called heavy erosion. It's same as walk inwards, but wants a greater percentage of floor space. Okay. Well, let's check this in. Walk as a meta map builder. And then map builder's DLA. So we need the meta. And then we want to have a heavy erosion style. Which they say is the same as walk inwards, but a bigger brush size. Symmetry none. Oh, and the floor percent changes. Okay. So let's copy this and call this heavy erosion and change the brush size to 2 and the floor percent to 0.35. Everything else stays the same. And now we're going to modify our map builder. Let's see, we start with simple map builder and we just change this to DLA builder with heavy erosion. Everything else stays the same. Yep. All right, does this check? Uh-oh. This happens every so often where it just hangs. Let me see if I can find a good window here to kill it. And I forget what needs to be killed. I see a couple of cargo checks. That didn't kill either one of them. Nope. Oh, there it goes. Something happened. Oh, I should have quit out of... Oh no, there it goes. Okay. So it wasn't completely dead. I killed something though. Something was running I killed. Okay, so that... Let's generate the WASM for that and see how that looks. All right, so there's the simple map. It did eat a little bit. So it did change the the initial rooms. So the initial rooms have these little chunks taken out of them. And it is similar to the way this ended up looking. So that code probably is working fine. And it does look kind of neat, right? We have the little regions and then the little bytes taken out of the edges of the region. Okay, that's cool. I'm not seeing any of the room vaults, but I don't think I'm adding those, right? Yeah, I don't have any room vault stuff. Okay. And then we have some new meta builders. All right, let's get this in. DLA as a meta map builder. Okay. So there's plenty of scope to write new map filters. We'll explore a few of the more interesting ones in this section. Pretty much anything you might use in an image filter in a program like Photoshop or GIMP can be adapted for this purpose. However, how useful a given filter is remains as an open, interesting question. Okay. NetHack-style boxy rooms make for a very early D&D type play, but people often remark that they aren't all that visually pleasing or interesting. One way to keep the basic room style but get a more organic look is to run a drunkard's walk inside each room. I like to call this exploding the room because it looks a bit like you set up dynamite in each room. All right, so we're going to create a room exploder. And this is what it's going to end up looking like. Well, looks like first we do a simple, I see. Oh, and then each room gets its own little exploder. Huh. That is kind of cool. All right, so let's do this, and then I'll wrap up the stream once this is done. So in map builders, we're going to create a room exploder. ODER. All right, use. I don't need that. Symmetry and rect. Megabit Lab says, which terminal is this? It looks really smooth. It is just iTerm 2. I don't know, does it have a homepage? There we go. Of course, it shows up on a different monitor. I'll copy and paste into the chat. I've been using it for a while now. It seems to be pretty sweet. No complaints yet. And then we have the random number generator. So the room exploder has no elements in its structure. Do I still have this? I do not. I was hoping I'd still have a copy paste for this thing, but I don't. Map. I almost put the RLTK : in there just like they had it, but I learned now you don't need that. Builder map, and it just says self build and build data. That's it. Okay, now impl room exploder. So what we're going to do box new. I'll put a space there. Is to, what are we going to do? How's this going to work? So we're going to get a clone of all the rooms. We're going to go around each room and create. Oh, are we just duplicating all of the drunkard's walk code? It would have been nice to be able to just call it directly instead of duplicating this, but we can copy paste. Drunk. There we go. I think it's just, yeah, it's all this code here. Right down to drunk life, right there. Dusty Posy, thank you. I did catch it. Oh, this, I caught the first one. I didn't catch the second one. Okay, thank you. All right. So let's see. We can just, like this. We can get, we don't need the did something, but we do have a drunk X and a drunk Y. Oh, now it's just, we have spawn mode. Okay, so we'll get most of this. We can copy paste, right? This will just change to 20. We have the roll dice. We have the paint call. 1, 2, 3, and 4, so to speak. Build data, take snapshot, and then we have our digger count. We don't need this last stuff, right? Because we're not worried about the top count. Okay, so let's just copy all of that. And this just changes to 20, right? Okay. And then let mut did something is false. Okay, so we're going to start off here, build. Like this. And let rooms, okay. Martito says, is that Vim on the right side of the window? Yeah, it's NeoVim. Version 0.5.1. Looking forward to 1.0, I guess, at some point in the near future. Love these 0 point somethings. All right. So what are we doing here? We're just grabbing a clone of rooms. So we should just say, I guess this is the easiest way to do it. Can we just do it like this? Can we say if build data rooms is none, then panic? Room explosions require a builder with room structures. And just leave it like that, and then just say let rooms equals build data rooms unwrap clone. I think that's a little bit better, and then just say for rooms and rooms iter. Okay, let start equals room dot center. Let and diggers RNG roll dice 1 to 20 minus 5, and that should be a let. And then if n diggers is greater than 0, we're going to do this. I don't think we need to do that because I think Rust will ignore it if we say 0.0. We'll just skip the loop. I think. What's the worst that could happen if we just say 4 in 0.n diggers? And then we got to set drunk x start.0 and drunk y to start.1, and then we shift everything over by 1. Drunk index is this. That's correct. Did something is true. We have our paint in here. Oh, we have to set the symmetry to none. Our brush size to 1, and then we have our drunk X and drunk Y. Can this all fit on one line? Yes. And then this gets the downstairs, so we see it on the map. And then we do a stagger direction. That's the same, drunk life minus 1. If we did something and we take a snapshot, I guess we don't need digger count, but we still need this. Yep. That closes, that closes, that closes, that closes. Okay, I think that's all we need. Of course it checks because we're not using it yet. So let's add it into our mod for the map builders. Stick it down at the bottom here, mod room exploder, and use it. Now does it check? Of course not. So build data, I'll build data like that. And what's the other error? Not found in the scope. Oh, was paint part of the drunkards thing? See, it's right there. Oops. I want to split this window and then say, oops, I didn't want that. I want to say Control P, drunk. So where's paint coming from? No, it's coming from common. Oh, maybe I just need to include that. Dusty Posy says, what's the error reporting plugin you're using? I am using RLS and the quick fix stuff, and it all, this is the config I'm using. Let me paste this into chat too. This comes from ToggleBit. It's pretty nice way to get all the NeoVim set up to. What I did was I mapped Control D to run cargo check and generate the quick fix list. Toggle thud. I modified his settings a little bit to suit my workflow style, but okay, so I think we do need then paint from here. Oh, so I can't do the unwrap. Build data rooms has type rect, which does not implement the copy trait. Oh, it has type option. Yeah, but that's why I did the unwrap. Can you not do it that way? Does the unwrap not get me the sum from that? And I'm cloning it. So I would have thought, oh, it thinks I'm trying to move it out. It says cannot move out of build data rooms, which is behind a mutable reference. So do I have to go back to the whole let sum thing? Can I do that? Nope. All right. There must be some, maybe there's an add as ref or something like that. I wish I knew Rust a little bit. Oh, that worked. Clone unwrap maybe? So you'd have to clone the option then. Let me try it and see what oh, that worked too. That worked too. So we're cloning the option and then unwrapping the option. Is that simpler? I think that's probably simpler. Thank you. All right, so this now builds. Now we just need to hook it into this section here. Now, where do they have it? So Bsp Dungeon Builder. Okay, we can run with that. And then we just throw in a room exploder. And everything else stays the same. Okay. This should check. It does. Let's generate the WASM for it. And refresh. Okay, so it's doing the Bsp dungeon now. Connecting it all up, and then there's a little drunkard's walk there. Okay, I think it's doing the trick. Very slow, but that's okay. Let's take a look at that map again. Yeah, so it didn't do every room, which is interesting. Oh, because it chose a random number of diggers. Oh no, it's diggers per room. And maybe it, oh, I see. That's why they had it greater than 0. But Rust didn't complain about the negative numbers, right? Because I'm sure some of them were negative, and so it went from 0 to -3 or whatever, and then skipped the whole thing. DMR, thank you for the follow. Or do you pronounce it dimmer? Hopefully this stream is helping me get smarter. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up. Yeah, so it's 9 a.m. my time, and I need to finish this up. So I'm going to look at, yeah. If I put all this code back, it's not going to remove all of the warnings yet, because we still need to hook in the exploder. But, oh well. I'll check this in with the warnings. Let's format it just to be on the safe side. I still have some sessions running. I keep doing that. I got to stop doing that. And then git status, git add source, git commit-m, playing around with exploding rooms as meta builders. Okay, let's push this up, even though it has warnings. I'll live with that. We got a lot done today. That's pretty cool. And then tomorrow we're going to continue working on this with rounding room corners. Meanwhile, let me hit refresh here and see if there's anybody that could be raided. Nope, unless you want to go raid Bob Ross, but I don't think he's working on Rust. Okay, well, thanks everyone for sticking around and hanging out with me. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And I will catch you tomorrow. Take care.